So tell me, what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Carla King, and currently I am from Baja, California South.
And what do you do for a living, Carla?
I'm a writer. I make my living from writing all different kinds of articles and books, technical travel, writing books, how-to books.
So what was your first bike and how long have you been riding?
Yeah, my first bike was a little, I don't even really know what it was because it was in my dad's barn, the garage at our house in North Carolina. And I saw it and it was totally rusted out, but I needed to get away and be my 14-year-old lonely, hormonal self away from people. And we fixed it up. My dad helped me fix it up. It was a Honda. Nah, it wasn't a little mini bike. It was an actual real trail bike, maybe a 125 or something even. Um, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool first bike. But I had been driving and riding because I was a country girl for a long time, so I actually don't even remember riding or learning how to drive or anything. So it was pretty easy.
So when did you start that, when you got your first bike?
My own first bike, that was it. I was 14 years old.
14, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was my escape vehicle.
So what type of riding do you do now and what motorcycle do you have now, or motorcycles?
Yeah, I I mostly do longer distance riding here and there around the world for maybe months at a time. And I do longer trips, like I'll go up to Portland or Arizona or down here from San Diego in the Bay Area to Baja, California. So I like long distance riding. Travel, travel and touring. That was a short answer, wasn't it? Travel and touring.
Yeah.
I'm a writer, so I have to write
Yeah.
lots of words and
We
speak
like
them
long
too.
answers. And what motorcycle do you have now?
What I have now, I have this wonderful KLR 650. It's a 2006, and I have a little I call it little KTM 350 EXC, and I just sold my Moto Guzzi 1100 EV, California. Kind of sad about that. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't sold it. That's it right now. Yeah.
Okay, this is a great one. So what are some of the places that you've ridden to?
Some of the places I've ridden to, all around the United States on the Russian Ural, around northern China on the Changjiang, South India on the Enfield, Morocco on actually a Ural, a newer Ural, lots of trips to Italy on Moto Guzzis, Jamaica. I used to go rent a little 125 Honda in Jamaica. Have I missed anything? Yeah, Europe, America, Africa, and China and India. Yeah.
Cool.
More to come.
That's great.
Yeah.
So out of all of that, does any one experience stand out most? And if so, why?
Well, yeah. Well, I have so many. I just choose a country, but right now I'm trying to finish my China book. And it was such a standout experience. I got lost out of Beijing because outside of Beijing, the roads started to become dirt and not marked. And I wandered for miles and miles and hours alone illegally on the roads back there in Hebei province. And I finally found a gas station and a hotel, which turned out to be a brothel. And that's how I'm starting my new book. So it was a moment. Okay, do I go on or turn around and can I handle this?
So has any special life event got you more passionate about writing?
Well, yeah, and I wrote about that in American Borders. I had been married for 4 years, and my husband didn't take a vacation, and we rode motorcycles and had a bunch of fun before we got married. And He actually bought me a motorcycle, but we had planned to go on our trip to Europe together, and he never did go. So I just went by myself, and I was astounded that after my 2 weeks of sulking in the south of France, which is a terrible place to sulk, that I actually enjoyed long distance riding alone as a woman. And this was in the 80s, before women were really running around on motorcycles by themselves like this. And it was that, there is one moment when I put away my maps. I was sticking to a plan, right? And my plan was taking me into some rain clouds, and I just put away my maps and I rode toward the sun, and that exact moment changed everything, not only about my riding, but about my life.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what is one valuable lesson that riding motorcycles has taught you about life in general?
I think the most valuable lesson I've learned from motorcycles, I started learning it probably before I rode, is that everything is fixable. Fear is something to be worked through, and there are no really brick walls. There's always a solution, whether it's mechanical or cultural. And even if bad things do happen, you don't have to make the bad thing your define your life forever. So you just sort of go on, get over it, move to the next part, have fun, laugh, smile, and know that hard times will come sometimes, but the rewards far, far outweigh any risk that is inherent in the kind of traveling that we in this community do. And I have to add another lesson. I mean, I was so alone for so long, and I'm so grateful for the community that has grown around long distance touring, that I didn't know how many friends I had in the world before I started traveling, and that's amazing.
And anything else that you'd like to add to?
Yeah, I mean, I think technology has really helped promote a lot of, I think it's helped people get over their fears because we're able to communicate it more readily. When I started writing articles and books, everybody thought, oh, she's just a special, brave person, and I could never do that. But now, as much as we complain about the role of technology in our lives, that we see that, Sharon, you're out by yourself doing this. So many people are doing it that there's no chance now for anyone to say, oh no, I could never do that. That journalist is just a special, she just must have something that nobody else has. And I think we all start to, like a wave, influence each other and push each other toward taking the risk to do what we dream of doing, whether it's motorcycling or whatever, being an artist or getting a divorce or, whatever you have to do to make yourself happy and move forward. So I'm grateful for that.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, and you're definitely one of my inspirations. And safe travels.
Thank you, Sharon.